All right, all praise to the Most High, man. How we looking? How we looking? How we sounded? Let me know something out there before we get started. Look at this focus. It's crazy. This focus is real crazy. Okay, looking good, sounding good. I don't like that. I'm a one man show tonight. Everybody else back at the campsite, so it's just me in the lab trying to make it happen. This focus is killing me. Hold on. My fault. This focus is really killing me. Look at that. I gotta come hella close. Hold on. All right, my bad, Joe. My bad. It's trying to get it right. All praise to the Most High, man. It's more with this Diddy stuff, right? I want to salute. I want to salute my manager, Drea. Drea, man, very special girl, man. Very helpful. You know, she represents myself and she represents several others in this urban media world right now, right? Influential, big names, etc. Right? So she called me the other night, right? Or not the other night, the other day. We out camping. Right? She called me. She just called me. She called me and she like, hey, you know Diddy's back tattoo, right? I'm like, hell nah, I don't know nothing about no Diddy back tattoo. Right, first and foremost, of course, all praise to the Most High. Let me make sure that's out there. But I'm like, hell no, I don't know nothing about Diddy back tattoo, right? And she like, yeah, Diddy, he's got the back tattoo. She's like, you're Haitian, so you're familiar, you know. And she says her name. Oh, she says quite the name. Ezili Danto. Or Ezili Danto. Right? She says that name. We're gonna get to that in a second. And oh, that's what he's got on his back. Which I know To some who may look at this, like my mother called me, she said, well, Pete Diddy, he's got Mary and Jesus on his back. No. I know some may think this is what you would call the Black Madonna, Himothy, the water, all praise to the Most High. Perfect. That's one of the next steps. You went through Gorilla TV. If you did, actually just saw that earlier today. So when the Sabbath is over tomorrow night, by Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around there, I'll be reaching out to you probably via email, get your phone number, and then we'll go from there, King. So I'm like, so I'm already knowing what she's saying. I've never seen this tattoo that I recollect, right? On his back. But I know when she say the name, what's on his back. Familiarity with voodoo and things of that nature. Never a practitioner. Get that twisted. We're not about voodoo. We don't practice voodoo. We don't encourage voodoo. But I know about voodoo, right? So she tells me that. So I already know this is what he got. I don't need to see the tattoo to know what's on his back. But I'm showing this to all of y'all. Can see it. And a lot of people don't understand the significance of certain voodoo deities and how they work and what they represent and the spirits and the vibrations that are accompanied with them. Many people don't get that. It's deeply spiritual. And it's deeply spiritual in a very negative and evil way that I really want to convey and communicate to everybody in the audience tonight. I really want to convey this. And now it makes all the sense in the world to me why he's being accused of the things that he's being accused of and why evidence exists for the things that there's evidence of. Right? See, the scriptures tell us in the book of Ephesians 6 and 12, it tells us something, right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the rulers of darkness of this world, evil in high places, roughly paraphrased. We're wrestling against evil in high places. And this is a spiritual representation of that. I'm going to really do a deep dive on this. And again, all she had to do was say the name. And I understood exactly what we were dealing with. When you deal with the feminine spirits in voodoo, they have certain effects on their worshipers, on their practitioners, on those who are possessed. It's so much to explain. So, number one, of course, this looks like what you would call a Black Madonna, right? And everybody knows the original Madonna. Now, well, let me not say everybody. Most people should know if you study the European icons of church figures, saints, etc. The original Madonna, the Black Madonna, right? Madonna, of course, is not the singer. Okay, that's a whore. All right, that's not who we're talking about, right? This right here, the Black Madonna, is supposed to be Mary and Jesus. When you do your historical research, you find that this actually is a facade of Mary and Jesus, but many of these original painters actually were using this facade to cover up for worshiping of other more ancient deities, namely Semiramis and Tammuz. Right, we can talk about that at another juncture. But the Black Madonna, right? So this year I understand what Madonna, right? The Black Madonna, term Black Madonna or Black Virgin tends to refer to statues or paintings in Western Christendom of the Blessed Virgin Mary and the infant Jesus, where both figures are depicted with dark skin. Examples of the Black Madonna can be found in both Catholic and Orthodox countries. This in antiquity, this is everywhere. You see, this is in Poland. They knew that Mary and Jesus were Black. This wasn't a secret, right? But you have to understand something called syncretism. And this is something that a lot of people don't grasp. Something called syncretism, a cultural fusion or a spiritual or religious fusion, if you will, oftentimes occurs. Like right now in Southern California, a lot of people say, "Hey, these new Mexicans, this new generation of Mexicans, they act Black." They say that, but what they're not taking into consideration is when you study history, when you take two different cultures and you put them in the same places, over the course of time, they converge and borrow one from another and syncretize. That's what happens, right? Just like in a lot of Southern California amongst Southern California black populations, there's Spanish slang that's incorporated. Like before the term op got popular, we was calling niggas what? Enemigos, calling guns cuetes. Where do we get that from? That's what we borrowed from the Mexicans, and the Mexicans borrow certain things from us. So the more and more we sit there and we live amongst each other, we converge, we borrow from each other, and our cultures syncretize. Right? That's what happens. Cultural syncretism, right? Let me pull up a tab on that so y'all can understand. Syncretism, right here, right? Syncretism. Syncretism is the practice of combining different beliefs and various schools of thought. Syncretism involves the merging or assimilation of several originally discrete traditions, especially in the theology and mythology of religion, thus asserting an underlying unity and allowing for an inclusive approach to other faiths. This is how the Catholic Church came out, but that's for another time. The reason I'm bringing up syncretism is because we're talking about a voodoo deity, right? We're talking about a voodoo deity here that's tattooed on Sean Puffy Combs' back. But if you don't know any better, you think this is the Black Madonna, this was Mary and Jesus. It's not Mary and Jesus at all. At all. This is voodoo on his back. It's symbolizing a deity that he honors, worships, etc., if you will, a spirit that he is called to possess him. Right? So what happens is this. My ancestors are our ancestors that were now we're being said eat cats and dogs, which of course we don't. They've been saying that about us for a long time. Quiet as a cat. Karaj, what's going on? Our ancestors in Haiti get stolen from places like Benin, from Togo, places some as far south of in Africa as Angola. As far north, as like I said, Benin, Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, etc. But especially that Benin, Togo area, the Bight of Benin region is predominant place where the Haitians, where we came from, right? And we have what's called voodoo, which is also called Yahweh. Another topic for another time. Altair, exactly. We're gonna get right to that in a second. Great point. So we had things that a spiritual system called voodoo. Then we are introduced through our new French oppressors to Roman Catholicism. So what we did was syncretize Roman Catholicism with voodoo, and we saw representations for our deities. Again, I don't do voodoo, but I'm familiar with it, to the Catholic saints. Mary being, of course, one of the chiefest. There's articles on that. Matter of fact, let's just go here. It is accounted that the slave revolt of 1791 started with a pact which followed a big feast in honor of Ezili Danto. For this reason, she is considered the national Loa. Y'all know what a Loa is? I'll tell you. Loa are spirits in the African diasporic religion of Haitian voodoo and Dominican voodoo. They have been incorporated into some revivalist forms of Louisiana voodoo. Many of the Loa derive their identities in part from deities venerated in the traditional religions of West Africa, especially those of the Fan, Benin, Togo, and Yoruba, Nigeria, right? Just so you can understand. So a Loa is a spirit, and these different spirits are worshipped, but they are seen as sub to the Most High, which is called Bon Dieu, which means good God. Okay. In Haitian voodoo, the Loa serve as intermediaries or intercessors between humanity, us as humans, and bon Dieu, which is the Most High, right? A transcendent creator divinity, the ultimate, right? Voodoo is believed that over 1,000 Loa exist, the names of at least 232 of which are recorded. Each Loa has its own personality, is associated with specific colors and objects. Many of them are equated with specific Roman Catholic saints on basis of similar characteristics or shared symbols. Just want to make sure everybody understands this. Many of them are equated with specific Roman Catholic saints on the basis of similar characteristics or shared symbols. Right? So, in understanding this, will we see that with this specific lore, right? Syncretic modern representations of Danto sometimes associate her with Mater Salvatorius, meaning the mother of the Savior, especially those depicted with children, Our Lady of Lourdes, Our Lady of Mount Carmel. As examples, I went to a church called Our Lady of Mount Carmel, right? My mother's watching, she remembers. The most common association, however, is the Black Madonna of, this is a Polish word, Shichichawa. Let me see if I can get that. Zarna Madonna, which means like queen. The Zarna rather is like a queen Madonna. When you see that CZE, that's making like a ch, all right, in their language. Chitao, oh, man, yeah, nah. I wonder what that word means. But this is a Black Madonna, essentially, right? That's the key point. So this is the most common association with this particular voodoo lore or spirit deity and the corresponding syncretized Catholic saint. And you see this specific one, the Black Madonna. You see this one's got bruises on her face, right? 2 marks on her face. The original association with Ezili Danto and the Black Madonna of, I'm not going to try to say it again, is hypothesized to be from the copies of the icon brought to Haiti by Polish soldiers sent by order of Napoleon Bonaparte to subdue the then still ongoing Haitian Revolution. It is accounted that the Polish Legion saw the struggle of the Polish nation during the partitions of Poland in the struggle of Haitian slaves and fights for their freedom. And as a result, the Polish soldiers eventually turned on the French army to join the Haitian slaves. Little known history that people aren't very familiar with. But yeah, so there's this. So when you see this tattoo, no, this isn't Mary and Jesus. This is voodoo on Puff's back, right? This is voodoo on Puff's back. Oh, chaos. Put it in Google Translate. Now, I feel like a fool. Why didn't I think of that? Let's put it, because I want to see how to say this. Like I said, I know I can say a few of their words. But
Częstochowa. Częstochowa.
Częstochowa?
Częstochowa. Częstochowa.
Częstochowa. Yeah, I would have never got that. Częstochowa is interesting. That made me want to look into this a little. Hold on. Częstochowa. Hold on. What is Częstochowa? Let's do that. Oh, it's a city in Poland. Częstochowa, city in southern Poland. City name, the name Częstochowa. Częstoch's place comes from a personal name, Częstoch, mentioned in medieval documents, also as Chester Bar, and Chestermere. Variations of the name include Chanstover, used in 1220. Okay. Very interesting. What do it mean though? It's a proper name, but what do it mean? But see, this black Madonna, that's like a big deal with them. And a lot when you really go into the history, you understand about the black presence that existed in these areas. Plenty of documentation on that for Poland and other places in Eastern and Western Europe. Let's not get off topic though. But this is who is on the back of Puffy, right? This specific Loa or voodoo spirit or deity, right? So you guys out there can understand, right? So let's learn about this deity. Let's learn a little bit about her. All right, which is not real, but you know, there's certain spirits that get invoked, and when you understand, especially these feminine spirits in voodoo, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something about these feminine spirits in voodoo. Ezili Danto is the main Loa or senior spirit of the Petro family in Haitian voodoo. So when you see this, the Petro are a family of Loa or spirits in the religion of Haitian voodoo. They are regarded as being volatile and hot. In this contrasting with Rada Loa, which are regarded as sweet-tempered and cool. Right? So there's a whole ideology to this, right? We ain't gonna get too much into that though. Where I'm at. I want to tell y'all about this damn thing. Danto is the manifestation of Ezili, the divinity of love. That's what this represents. Love. You see that heart? Love. Right? What did my brother say? Altair? He started calling himself Brother Love as soon as he got the tattoo because she's the deity of love. It wasn't about him just saying, oh, I'm Brother Love. I just love everybody. No, it's dealing with him practicing voodoo, right? And I'm going to tell you when I knew Puff was off into some stuff, right? I'm going to show y'all. I really want to play the video, but I know they're going to copyright me. So I'm not going to play the video, but watch this. My favorite thing Puff did, arguably, as a contribution to the music industry, was formulate a group called Diddy Dirty Money. A lot of people didn't like Diddy Dirty Money, right? Don is suing him, who's Haitian also, by the way. I used to love Don. I had the biggest crush on Don. And then she went and got her nose done. Watch, hold on, let me see. Don Richards. One thing I hate is when they get to playing with their face. Right? Still a pretty girl, but I just leave the nose alone. You want to get your little lips plump? Cool. But don't go be getting that Botox and leave the nose alone, please. Just get God, the nose God gave you is good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. I love Don so much. Right? So one of my favorite things that he did was Diddy Dirty Money, right? Some people may not have liked it. They got a song. Let me tell you something. Dirty Money has a song called Sade. Oh man, they got a song called Sade. That's so cool. That's like a top song ever. If you ain't, and it's hard to find that song too. That's not an easy song. It was on a mixtape. They did a mixtape before the Love vs. Hate Love album. God, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm gonna separate the man from the art. That Dirty Money album, that was everything to me. But that song Sade, Kid Ink produced it. Oh, God, that was fire. One of my favorite things that Diddy did, though, ever was Dirty Money. But what was notable about Dirty Money, y'all notice something? Let me know if y'all noticed something about the females, the women. I don't want to dehumanize my sisters. The women, I don't like to use the term female. Let's dehumanize. Do y'all notice something about the women in the group? I'm gonna let y'all just think about that for a second while I go grab me something to drink. Shout out to my smart audience. Short hair. Why during this whole run he made both them girls always have shortcuts? Very strange stuff. And you gotta look at that. Because when you look, again, if I look at Don Richards, again, right? She went short sometime, but for the most part, what do we see her as? We see her long when she's not with Diddy. She was rocking long hair. See what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. What was he trying to portray? What subliminal messaging was the man trying to put out there? Like bro said, look, they're trying to like kind of make him a little masculine. Very strange. Right? But I was a huge fan of Dirty Money. I really liked that he did that. Right? But this was like the big record that they had, Angels. And I really yeah, they had the Last Train to Paris was the album, and then it was Love, Love, versus Hate Love was the mixtape. Fire. Man, they're playing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to press play on the video. I see. Okay, I see what's going on. If y'all ain't subscribed to Grla TV, man, hurry up and do it. All right. God, this song. Yeah, but I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna get to the point. Y'all see where he's at? He's in the Catholic Church. You see that? He's there at the altar. Hold on. See those rosary beads? You see the beads? Oh, I got cap. Shout out Cap calling in. So, you know, it was a lot of Catholicism in this, right? And this was all about love. It was more. Hold on, where's the Rick Ross one? Yeah, this one. Let me take a look at this one. You see that? Look at it. He got the Biggie pendant on there. See this one? He was getting into real deal. See that? He got that rosary. I think he do it at the end too. Yeah. See that? Now again, somebody can argue, oh man, that's guitar. No. You have to understand the syncretization of the religions. So it may look like he's practicing Catholicism when in actuality he's practicing voodoo. Let's go. Let's just take a look at Diddy. Hold on. Because Diddy is no Catholic, right? Let's take a look. Early life, Combs was born in Harlem, raised in Mount Vernon. His mother, Janice Combs, was a model and teacher's assistant. His father, Melvin Earl Combs, served in the Air Force, was an associate of convicted New York drug dealer Frank Lucas. At age 33, he was shot dead while sitting in his car in Central Park West when Combs was 2 years old. Combs has a sister and grew up in poverty. Right? Oh, he did go to Catholic school. He was raised Catholic. Okay. All right. So they can make that claim, but he was a Catholic. Right? Because I believe if I'm not mistaken, his grandma is Puerto Rican. Who's his mom? What's his mama name? Janice. I think Janice's mama Puerto Rican. If I'm not mistaken, right? But this ain't got nothing to do with Catholicism, truthfully. All right. This is about voodoo. Again, this is why when he gets this tattoo, he magically start calling himself Brother Love. Why? It's very simple. Because it really is a goddess, spirit, and lower of love in Haitian voodoo. This her symbol. The heart. But you see the dagger in it? Oh, okay. Making sure you gotta pay attention. When you see this geometrical, the symbols of in voodoo of the Lord, it tell you a lot. Right? And like Hazar said, they do the same thing with the Orishas in Ifa, the Yoruba religion. Right? They hide those deities behind the Catholic saints. Right? Which we don't, we just worship the Most High, right? The Most High God, Yahweh, that's it. Okay, so it is said that Ezili Danto has a dark complexion and is maternal in nature. The Ezili are feminine spirits that personify womanhood. So he went and got that tattoo on his back. A feminine vibration comes with that, right? I want to see something. There's another. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna show y'all something. Now hold on. Let's go here, real quick. The Ezili, right, which she take on different forms, is a goddess, spirit, lord of love, right? She has several manifestations. So Danto is not the only one. She has several manifestations or incarnations. But the most prominent and well-known manifestations are La Sirene, the siren or the mermaid, is really Frida. Remember that? And Danto. So it's all, these are just incarnations or manifestations of one deity. So Frida is on the table. Now that we got Frida on the table, watch this. Right? There's something to show you. This is an article right here on Wikipedia called Haitian Voodoo and Sexuality. Now look at this. In Haitian voodoo, male homosexuals are seen under the protection of Ezili Frida, the lower of love and beauty, the same thing he got on his back. She is very feminine, allowing gay men to exhibit stereotypical traits during religious ceremonies. The documentary of Gods and Men, that's what that translates to in the French, right? Presents interviews with several people who feel Ezili Frida made them gay. Ezili Danto is seen as the patron of lesbians, although she herself is bisexual. Right? So this tattoo that Diddy got, the deity that he's invoking, the love, has all spiritual association with the LGBTQ. And that's what he got on his back. So now everything makes all the sense in the world when we are learning about all this freakism. He's so into it, he's worshiping it. Got it tattooed on his whole back. Now it's all starting to make sense, isn't it? Let's go back. Now look at this. In Haitian mythology, there are multiple spiritual entities, or loa, that work between the mortal world and the divine world. Ezili are feminine spirits that personify different aspects of womanhood that he got on his back. Ezili Frida is a Rada loa who represents romantic love and erotic sexuality. Romantic love and erotic sexuality. See that? So now look, Danto, anger has the power to destroy. So not only is this eroticism, there's love, but there's also eroticism, there's lesbianism and bisexuality, homosexuality associated. But there's also destructive anger, which kind of would explain what happened to Cassie in that hotel. See what I'm saying? So this is what Diddy went and put on his back. So now we understand what's going on. Now we get what's going on here. Now we understand why Puff was having freak offs. Because this is what he's into. This is what he's worshiping, honoring, venerating. This is what he's manifesting, representing. This is the spirit that has a hold of Diddy that would possess him. Because you have to understand, when you worship the loa, which are spirits in voodoo, what happens is the loa that you're worshiping is possessing you. So if this is the spirit that he is venerating, if he is worshiping, if he's honoring, that spirit is going to possess him and make him do what? Erotic sexuality, homosexuality, lesbianism, all forms of freakism are associated with this law, with this spirit, with this deity. Like this brother just said, now the dots have been connected. It's all laid out right here. Through the worship of certain specific voodoo deities, now Diddy has been consumed with his lust. And he's become a laughing stock. And he's going down. He is very clearly and very apparently getting ready to go the route of Jeffrey Epstein. Can we all see this now? Is this super clear now with Diddy as to where all of these inordinate urges and desires and lusts are coming from? This stuff is spiritual, man. And we can't separate spirituality from reality, right? There is a prayer that Christ, who you call Christ, Yahweh Shai, tells us to pray, right? In Matthew the 6th chapter. And he says, what? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Letting you know that there is a direct correlation between the physical, the mortal, and the spiritual. So there is no separation of spirituality from what's happening here on the carnal plane. As much as people like to try to do it, there is no separation. Spirits are what are compelling the natural world and things that function within the natural three-dimensional world into action. And the spirit that's propelling him into action, the very perverse spirit, we just read all about it, and he indulged in it so much that he went and covered his whole back in a shrine of the deity, of the inordinate spirit. And this is why repentance is so key, and this is why so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people need to wake up to the fact that we are the Israelites, and we need to leave all of these alternative forms of spirituality and religion alone, because all they get us is where Puffy is, in prison, where Big is, in a grave. Not saying Big partook in any of this, but just saying negative is the outcome of anything that is not the true way of the Most High. Negative is going to be the outcome. Point blank, period. How crazy is this, though, y'all? How wild is that? See, I never knew he had this tattoo. I never knew. It shows y'all can see here, November 2017, on his 48th birthday, that's when he started calling himself Brother Love. My new name is Love, aka Brother Love. Now look at this. When did he get this back tattoo? What is that? 5 months before? Direct correlation. So he gets the goddess of love. Then calls himself Brother Love. Sports Keita did an article on this. Earlier this week, federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody from the Park Hyatt Hotel on West 57th Street, Manhattan, New York City. As per a 14-page grand jury indictment, he was charged with racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and transportation to engage in prostitution. On Tuesday, September 17th, he pled not guilty during a court hearing, but was denied bail. As the prosecution argued, he was a serious flight risk. In the wake of his arrest, Diddy's back tattoo, which he got in June 2017, has come under scrutiny. The black and gray ink covers his entire back and shows two mythological figures. While 54-year-old rapper never confirmed the symbolism behind his tattoo, some internet sleuths believe it depicts Haitian voodoo spirit, Ezili Danto. According to the Little website, Ezili Danto symbolizes womanhood, love, sexuality, prosperity, pleasure, maternity, creativity, and fertility, and is often considered a protector of women and children. As a result, Social media users have been discussing the significance of Diddy having a tattoo on his back. Right, all you need to know about Diddy's tattoo and the symbolism. Mid 2017, Sean Combs took to Instagram and shared his full back tattoo with his followers. The tattoo revealed an image of a woman with a child and appeared realistic with intricate details. Since the photo on his back tattoo became viral, many claimed it depicted Ezili Danto, a primary Loa, i.e., a senior spirit force of Haitian diasporic religion Voodoo, who is often considered a symbol of motherhood, womanhood, disciplinarian, guardian, and protector, as per Lithub. The beautiful female queen Bull Dyke. See that also? Bull Dyke. Oh, what does that make me think about? See that? Weeping Willow Dagger Mistress Ezili. Ezili is the name given to a pantheon of Loa who are represented divine forces of love, sexuality, prosperity, pleasure, maternity, creativity, and fertility. She also the force who protects the Madavin and Masisi. Ooh, you see that? Masisi, that's homosexual. This is lesbian. That is trans-masculine and trans-feminine Haitians, Litha describes. Whew. Yeah. I mean, guys, it is what it is here. I think it's all pretty clear what's going on here. No? It's all pretty clear what's going on here. It's all clear what's going on here. So now he's facing a life sentence. I don't know if we'll get life. Some are speculating 15 years, 20 years. You know, I see him getting 20, 30 year sentence. That's what I see. That's speculation. I'm not saying it's the word of God. That's speculation. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's probably be lengthy. You know, World War III may happen. We may never even see the end of this thing. But we'll see. This Diddy stuff is crazy. But again, if this is the spirit he's dealing with, it all, to me, is making perfect and total sense. And I'm not surprised at all if these are the spirits and this is where he's playing at. Very demonic, what he's off into. There's no question as to if he's into something demonic. I mean, look what he's doing. Look what he's accused of doing, right? We don't want to declare guilt before evidence and facts have all been made apparent. Just because people say things, and just because a lot of people say things, it doesn't make them true. But there is quite a plethora of circumstantial evidence that lends a lot of credence to the validity of these claims, these freak-offs, the infamous reputation of the Puff parties. All that stuff's there, man. All of it's there. And we're not going to act like it doesn't mean anything. But in the federal courts, they have sentencing guidelines, mandatory sentences. Yeah, he's getting broke off. Yeah, the feds, man. The feds. All the feds. Like bro just said, they got those mandatories. And they got to write that letter that 6ix9ine got. But they only write that letter for you to lessen that blow if you are a cooperator. And like many out there are saying, I don't believe there's anybody for Diddy to cooperate against. I don't think that because when you cooperate, right? When they turn somebody into a snitch, typically what you have to do, right? He's got sex trafficking, human trafficking, some other things as well. We'll take a look at all his charges actually here in a minute. Typically, when you snitching, you got to bring down somebody who's bigger than you. Who can possibly be bigger than him at this? Who is indulging in this that has enough money to fund the freakism and the freak-offs at the level that Diddy does? Right? And like Kazaa said, they're not coming if they don't have you. That's why they got over a 90% success rate. The feds is nothing to play with. What exactly are all of Diddy's charges? You know, we got this AI assist. Okay. Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on September 16, 2023 and charged with racketeering. No, it's 2024. And charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The charges stem from alleged criminal activities that date back to 2009. So racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. So what this is telling you is he had a continual criminal enterprise that comprised of sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution. Right. So those are his charges. So let's what is the federal definition of sex trafficking? According to the United States Department of Justice, sex trafficking is defined as the act of inducing someone to engage in commercial sex acts through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. Right? Forcing, defrauding, or coercing somebody to have commercial sex acts. Right? What is a commercial sex act? A sex act for hire, right? So people were going, oh, this means you can't fly a girl out no more. No. This means you can't fly a prostitute out. Right? A prostitute. But sex trafficking says, again, according to the act of inducing someone to, so it doesn't matter if you fly her out or not. If you force or coerce or defraud somebody into doing it, or you induce somebody under 18 because they can't legally give consent, then you've sex trafficked. Traffic is dealing with commerce when you see that word traffic, right? That TRAFFICK, not with when don't got the K, that's just talking about you driving and there's traffic. When they put the K on the end, it's dealing with commerce, right? So when people say, oh, the statute of limitations is up on him beating Cassie up in that hotel, no, it's not. Maybe on a petty state level domestic violence, but that's not how it's being charged as. It's being charged as he beat her because she was refusing to have a freak off that he would compensate her for. So he used that to force her into the freak off and then receive compensation for it. He trafficked her sexually. And this and other instances is what they're alleging. So that's what sex trafficking would be there, right? So we're clear on that. And then, of course, the transportation to engage in prostitution is flying out prostitutes. Now, hey, you like a girl, you met her on Instagram, you flew her out, y'all had sex, you bought her dinner, you got her roses. That's not transportation to engage in prostitution. You having a conversation that you were going to compensate her for the sex that you intended to have with her when she touched down, and then her flying out, touching down, and y'all having the sex, that's transportation to engage in prostitution. Just so we're clear on what's going on here. Consenting adults having, a mutual relationship and having sex with each other is not the same as you organizing and orchestrating a deal between yourself and a prostitute, and then you flying her order for her to make good on that deal. Those are different things. Those are not the same things. So just to be clear on what his charges are: sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution. And he's allegedly using force and coercion in order to do this. And he has continually for an extended period of time, which makes it what? Racketeering conspiracy. That's what those charges are. I personally don't think that's going to be hard to prove. How much time is Diddy looking at? If Combs is convicted on every charge, he will be ordered to spend a minimum of 15 years in prison and also have the possibility of a life sentence. So the minimum is 15 years. In the feds, you got to do at least 85% typically, right? So what's that? 13 years? And I know the federal sentences, it goes by months. So that'll be what? 15 years is what? 44, 12 years, 144 months. 13 years would be 160 months. Jesus Christ. So he'd be looking at probably at the minimum 160 months. Yeah, Puff still. He's still. I truly believe the man is done. That's what I believe, man. I guess we'll see what happens and how that plays out, man. But I just wanted to go into that and expose that and shed light on that to the world. All right, y'all, stay tuned, man. Got a lot more content coming on this channel and the rest. Make sure you subscribe to everything. I give all praise to the Most High, man. I'm signing out. Shalom.